So I got this inner part of the barn straightened out, cleaned up, vacuum swept and vacuumed out even, and now I got it filled back up. I got it filled back up with all this other equipment that was outside of the inner part of the room. Inner part of the barn was out here. I'm trying to clear this out so I can start working on the, I guess I'll call it the foundation. I discovered a couple of these 6x6s. These are kind of some leftover, look like they scavenged these out of a barn, but the other ones on the other side are pretty straight cut 6x6s. Magnum! There he is. Stay close. A little different over here. I noticed this one here. Move some stuff out of the way. This one's all rotted away here. I'm surprised it's still up there. But I got a message into a local sawmill where I bought all the oak siding boards. He's got another ad up on Marketplace for oak 6x6s. He just happened to put it up when I need some, so I'm going to replace this one here. It's notched in. Where is that notched in at? Right there. You can see this notch. That's how I'm going to do it. How they did it. And then it's the same way on the other side on those more scavenged beams. They notched it out the same way. Right there. So I'm going to keep the beam on the left on this side. The one on the right I'm going to replace. Because the very end of it, it still feels pretty solid, but the diameter is smaller. It's rotted away and caused this gable end of the barn. Let me move out for you. The gable end of the barn here to drop on that side of the doorway. And of course, the left side is definitely dropped, but of course I want to raise it all up, get this doorway higher up, the opening higher up. I don't want to replace the whole building, all the siding. You know, got limited resources in a way. Don't want to put much into this building because I wanted to put a new shop building up behind the house, which I'm getting prices for now as we speak. I've contacted some local contractors. I've contacted some just marketplace ads for steel buildings. Talked to a local guy who had one put up recently by one of the steel building national companies. I like to deal more with the local guy though. So what I did in there, I just straightened out the floor, pieced in a board down here. Like I said, I was saving that yellow pine flooring floor to patch in that floor, and I already did that. Just didn't film it for you guys. I like to get over here and take all the nails out of all this stuff and save what I can save here, but I think I'm already at my limit hand and arm wise of what I did in there with the cleanup and all that. And I did some electrical work in the house, changed a bunch, not a bunch, but you know, several outlets and switches and all that pushing and twisting, and because the whole house, wire size wise, is all 12 gauge wire, and of course they're all mostly just like handy box size of boxes. They're not 4x4 boxes, you know, like that would be in a newer built house. So it's a lot of effort pushing, twisting the wires, getting the wires to obey and do what you want it to do, and get the receptacle or the switch back into the box, especially when it's a three-way or a GFI receptacle. So I'm working on getting all the rest of the barn cleared out so I can work on the foundation underneath there. I got a lot of small machines, like I've already stated, out of here. I'm going to pull all these lawnmowers out, I think. I got to do a little work on some of those. And the new tractor over there, I have underneath this tarp a box blade, and I want to get that hooked up to the tractor. There's the box blade under there. I want to get that hooked up to the tractor on the rear and 3 points so I can have a counterweight, more of a counterweight for the loader. It did pretty good moving the sand the other day in my last video, because the rear tires are ballasted, filled with some type of liquid, I don't know what, but it seemed to do okay. It'd do a little better if it had a little bit more weight on there. That's the plan, Stan. And I get these tarps folded up and bring some more out to dry out. I have a lot of tarps inside the barn that need to be dried out, because we had a load covered up that we brought home from the storage unit, so we still haven't really gotten those dried out well. This thing holds a couple of gallons. Better spread out the love. Got 2 more of these. 2 are going to be for mowing and 1 just going to be for pulling carts around and stuff. Get those filled up too. So that Cub Cadet is the same model as the first one I gassed up. This one's a newer model here. This is going to be for pulling carts around, pulling the log splitter around. That way both my wife and I can mow at the same time. Won't have to stop one person from mowing to go get the cart to pick up sticks and debris and stuff. I'll put the rest in the other one. And all my gas cans, I installed these vents just like older gas cans. I bought these off of Amazon, I believe. The hardest part is when you drill the hole and it's not to get the plastic chips down in the can. Just gotta drill a little, pull the chips off, drill a little, pull the chips off. They're big chips, they're not little tiny chips. Well, this will be the first time adding fuel to this tractor. I know this is kind of a con on tractor reviews, all the tractor reviews that I did read. You know, that if the fuel filler is up high, some are up high behind the seat or something. Some are down real low, and guys are saying how much they like that. Well, to me it looked like the tank was, you know, in the crosshairs for any stick or rock or stuff you run over that might fly up and hit it. I didn't want to be replacing the tank. I'm kind of tall, so I'm going to give this a whirl. I probably should have a rag here, but I don't. And I have never used this spout thing here. As far as I know, you put this in there and then you flip the switch here, a little lever, to fill it up. I don't know how to tell how full it is. I don't see any. That's a pain. Just like the pump at the gas station where I got this off-road diesel. The pump was very slow, and just like that pump, this can pours out very slow. I think I'm going to get me a carpeted block of wood in the future to put under here. I think I'll read the directions. 1, unlock. 2, squeeze. Okay, I think I got her. I had it the first time, I did it the second time. Here we go. I'm wore out from that. This does have a fuel gauge on the dash, and I think it was down to about half a tank, so we're above that anyhow now. I'll start this up and get it warmed up. It does have glow plugs on it. And it's about, I don't know, 45 degrees maybe right now. Yeah, I got about 3/4 of a tank of diesel fuel. blade needs to be turned around. I don't know if I could do this. Raise those teeth up. Those are 1/2-inch bolts for those teeth. They're going to be raised up. I got to go get some tools. One, two, three holes. Three holes. Huh. Well, those three are showing, well, the two center ones are showing 3 holes. This one only has 3 holes. And I bet that other end one only has 3 holes. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. This is my first experience with a box blade. Let's see. Just get them all loose and drop them out. I'm gonna have to get some 1/2-inch pins for this. Because what I have to use this for, I am going to have to be changing the teeth depth quite a bit. Scarifier depth. I think I'll just roll it back and take them out. There they go. Three holes in that end one. 4 holes in that center one. 4 holes in this center one. 3 holes in this end one. Maybe it's supposed to be that way, I don't know. Gotta find some pins. This box blade and this rototiller, when we brought it home, they were both on. They were a couple of the last things we had to unload off the trailer, off the back of the car trailer. So I backed it down. The box blade was on more the rear of the trailer, and the rototiller was up against it. I figured that box blade's on there. It's dug into the wood. It's up against the edge of the dovetail steel. We're good. So I was backing down this incline of the driveway that leads to the barn, and sure enough, the box blade rolls off the trailer, and of course the rototiller went rolling too and smashed the solenoid all up. So gotta get another solenoid to get this thing running now. I just did a bunch of work to this on a previous video when we were at our other home still. You can look that up if you wanna, if you're interested in these Troy-built tillers. It's been a nice machine. I bought it used, very used. It's like, I don't know, I forget what year. It's like an 82 or something. But so the box blade on the tractor is going to be used for scraping a lot of that sand away from the creek, and then using the loader to scoop up the piles and further move the piles further away from the creek. But we've had 2 days of rain again, and you can see it's all water down here again in this low spot. Filming into the sun there. So the box blade I'm going to use to help, like I just said, get the sand away from the creek there, pile it up more over here. Going to build this land out, and I'm going to widen the creek and straighten the creek and clean out the creek. I'm going to get down in there with the tractor, of course not until like July or August, when it's just, you know, more the drought stage of the year, and there's just a trickle of water down there. But over here too, you can see that there's a low area there where all that water is. Creek is off to the right. There's the bridge. So gonna haul some of that, the bank to our left in the camera, and bring it over there where all the low areas are. And I'm even going to build it up by the barn. And I'm probably going to raise the barn probably at least 6 inches, because it's all sunk down now. It is sunk down on the corners. Of course, this whole side over here, so it'll be more better. So I don't know if you can see it, but over there on the acreage we had burned off by the fire department, they're already starting to come in green, very green, nice and green, like a green bean. You can see it way over the left where the sun is shining over there. That's all nice and green. I did buy some food plot seed and some other grasses. Going to plant some grasses along that. There's a road over there underneath those power lines there, because I don't want trees growing up in the power lines, because then tree trimmers will come by and just you'll have a bunch of ugly trees eventually. So just going to plant some really tall grass along there, and then in from the grass I'm going to let some trees grow, and then some deciduous trees, and then some evergreens. There's several pines that are up there. You see that great big pine off to the right of the screen there. There's a bunch of babies all down over there. So I'm going to move those around. I asked the fire department to not burn those. Some of them got a little scorched, but I think they're all savable. But yeah, that's what we got going here. say the homestead, but it's not a homestead yet. We got a lot to do before we decide on any and what kind of animals. This cart full of wood is the last of the wood that I found underneath the barn, underneath where it's held up by the rocks or the stones. So I pulled all this out with a rake today. So that's the last of that mess under there. So if you're getting any fun out of watching me struggle along here trying to get things done, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. I'll keep bringing you more of the struggles. It's enjoying too. Like I tell my wife, you gotta work the problem. Bye for now.